So let's jump into the first pillar, safety first. One leader who caught my attention, who's built an incredible workplace culture, is Nate Randall. Nate is the CEO of Gab Wireless, a 200-plus person tech company building safe tech for kids. They sell smartphones and watches without any internet. And Nate strongly believes that the best cultures are built on this idea of safety first. And while Nate can't predict the future, and he can't guarantee they'll never have layoffs at Gab, he makes some big promises to his people. He promises them that layoffs will be the absolute last resort. They'll cut everything else, including their senior leadership salaries, before they'll cut their people. But safety to Nate isn't just about layoffs. He wants his people to know that at Gab, they can come and do their best work, grow, get a consistent paycheck, and show up as their authentic self. And they're doing something right, because in the 6 years of building Gab, they've never had a layoff. Their turnover is less than 2%, whereas industry standard is nearly 18%. The culture at Gab is so good that when people arrive, they tend to never leave. So what's their secret? Safety first. Safety is the most foundational building block of all great culture. You can pay your people well, you can shower them with praise, but if your people don't feel safe, they'll never do their best work. What I mean by safety is they want to know they're in a safe environment, where they're safe to make mistakes, where they're safe to speak up, where they're safe to challenge the status quo, but also safe in their job. In fact, when people feel safe at work, they are 76% more engaged than those who are not. But building a safe culture, it's hard. According to Gallup, only 1 in 4 employees say they feel safe at work. That means if we look around this room right now, 3 out of 4 of you are holding something back. An innovative idea, the next big breakthrough, or perhaps just simply a better way to do something. I'll never forget one of my first jobs out of college. I'm working at a small startup. We sold a sleep supplement. And the business was growing pretty fast, a little bit ahead of its time, though. And every quarter, we'd cram into this tiny conference room to review the quarterly numbers. We'd order pizza, baked chicken wings, the personal highlight for me. And like clockwork, within 3 hours of starting this meeting, someone would storm out of the room in tears. Not because the numbers were bad, not because the baked wings were heavenly, because they always were, but because the CEO would snap. He'd yell across the table, pick someone apart in front of everyone, and the rest of us, we just sit there silent, eyes down, hoping it wouldn't be our turn next. And the irony? In the absence of safety, we build a culture of fear. A culture where people fear speaking up and feel their voice does not matter. A culture where people fear making mistakes and fear taking initiative. A culture where people ultimately feel undervalued, underappreciated, and disengaged. And the dangerous part, it doesn't take many moments to shift the culture. Just once, we let a disrespectful comment slide. You ignore the voice that keeps getting talked over. You stay silent when someone's shut down for raising a concern. In that silence, culture gets defined. And suddenly you don't have the culture you built, you have the one you allowed. Now, I'm sure some of you are sitting here thinking, I can't control over making my people feel safe. I can't control if there are layoffs or if people get let go. Heck, I'm scared in my own role. And I hear you, I really do. But what within your power can you do to make your people feel safe? Maybe you're right, maybe you can't control the macro. But every single person in this room controls the micro. You control whether a coworker's mistake becomes a moment of shame or a moment of growth. You control whether a coworker chooses to stay silent or feels safe to speak up. And every single person in this room controls what you choose to tolerate. Even if that means challenging a coworker, a leader, or simply just the way things are. Because what you tolerate becomes your culture. Not the values on the wall, not the company policy, not what's said at the all hands. You may not be the CEO, but if you're in this room, you shape building a culture of safety for your people, moment by moment.